Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas. Hi there, I'm Guy Hutchinson. I've got a treat for you. I have collected 100 years of greeting cards. So we're going to look at 10 Christmas cards, one from each decade of the last 100 years. So the last century? The last century. That's 100 years? Santa tree? Yeah, I think that's it. So I've got my Santa Claus reading glasses. I am ready to read. I've got a Santa hat. And here we started off with our very first card. Look at this. This is from 1906. Look at how beautiful this card is. Now, I want you to note how small this card is. You can see it's a very tiny little card compared to my giant head. But cards, I guess, were smaller then, and maybe people were smaller. Maybe this seemed very large to them. Let's read this. It says, "To greet you, we'll note you in our book of memory," which sounds ominous. And then on the inside, it says Christmas 1906. Now, you can see this is all typed in there. It's interesting what it says and the way it says it, but it says Christmas 1906, just for the sake of friendship old, today, which they hyphenate as almost like it's two words. I send you this to hear my wish that joys untold may fill your heart with bliss, from Mr. and Mrs. Geo Pryor. And then it has their address. I'm going to give it because I'm going to bet they're not there anymore. It's 15 Cashel Villas in Stoke Davenport, wherever that is. But take a look at this. Take a look at the quality of this. 1906, our very first card. So we're going to put that down here. And we're going to move a decade forward. This one is from the 19 teens. And take a look at this. Still very shiny, beautiful card, a little bigger. We do have some more small cards, so this one may be an anomaly. It folds over. This is one of those things where it's folded 4 times, but the inside has no information. There is a little picture here. So again, this is our card from the around 1910. There's not an actual date on this one, but I'm told this is from somewhere between 1910 and 1920. It says, "A merry day, a jolly day, may Christmas bring to you. And may the days that follow be bright and happy too." And then it has a signature, and I'm going to guess that this says Alfredo Clark. It's a guess. But here, let's take a look. All right, now chugging along. We're going to put that one down. We're going to move forward. And this one comes to us from 1921. And we know that because this one has a stamp on it. And it says Hutchinson, Kansas. So that is my last name. So you can see it says return to Hutchinson, Kansas. This was sent to Mrs. Mimi Elay of Winfred, Kansas. Now let's dig right into her personal information. This is from 1920. I don't know how these cards got separated from their owners, but this is one right here. You can see the outside of the card. This is a very simple, almost like a business card. And let's take a read. It says, "A Merry Christmas. Here's wishing you every blessing. A Christmas tide happy." I want to show you that because I don't think I've ever seen that. A Christmas tide. A Christmas tide. So it says, "A Merry Christmas. Here's wishing you every blessing. A Christmas tide happy and bright. May each fair, glad hour as it passes be filled with new joy and delight." So here we go. We're looking at 1920s. There's a handwritten message on the back. I'm going to do my best to decipher it, but I'm going to put it there for you to look at. It says here at the bottom, made in Germany. It says Mrs. Elay and Mimi Elay. It says read. I think it maybe says read your card today from Winifred. No more or think it won't have been from you. Thank lovingly. I'm sorry. I'm at a loss for much of the words here, but I'm going to hold it up here for a count of 5. And there we go. All right. I'll try better. All right. We're chugging forward here. We've got 1933. Look at this. 1933. All right, this one says, greeting for Christmas and the coming year. And there's Ma and Pa sitting by the fire with their stockings hung by the chimney. And then there is a handwritten message. And I'm going to read this to you. It says, maybe Wyatt, Illinois, December 22nd, 1933. Dear friend, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. John is awful bad and can hardly hold his own weight. Come up whenever you can. From the Schrade family. Wow. A very distressing and disturbing message. I'm sad to read it. I mean, it's 1933, so time has passed, but a very sad message on this otherwise cheerful Christmas card. I hope John got better. But 1933, maybe he's still around, still kicking. Like, hey, that was just a tough Christmas. Everything else is great. Here, look at this one. Now we're moving forward. We got a nice Merry Christmas. What does it say here on the back here? It says Made in the USA, and it's got like a little number back there. Let's open this up. This, again, is one of these ones that looks like it would open all the way out, but it doesn't. But it opens this way. And then there's that picture. And then here is the message, followed by a handwritten message, and I'll read this to you. To greet you at Christmas and wish you a Happy New Year. Mrs. Fred Buckley and Julia Farrell, 1940. Look at that. So there we go. All right. We're up to the 40s. I'm still sad about that guy. Hope he's all right. All right, let's take a look at this. So now this, you can see like the picture quality has changed. Like if we go back to like the first one, you can see this one had like this really beautiful embossing, and now it's more mass produced now that we get into the 50s. And this actually is pretty interesting. This card is from a company. And so it says, during this holiday season, I'll show this to you after, but during this holiday season, may you find an abundance of life's choicest blessings. May your new year be happy and prosperous. Baby chicks and goslings, Norwalk Chick Hatchery, box 283, Norwalk, Ohio. And then they have a calendar for us for this 1954-1955 year. So here you go. That's from your Chick Hatchery. Chick Hatchery. I'm hatchering the words, but you're for hatching chicks. And there's your little calendar. You put that in your wallet. You'll know, if you're like, hey, January 5th, 1955. Ooh, November 5th, 1955. You're like, what day of the week is that? November 5th, 1955. Saturday. You know that if you saw Back to the Future. But there you go. Now we're in the 50s. This is the 1950s. We move ahead to the 1960s with these two children warming their butts in front of the fire. Ooh, my butt is so warm by this fire. This one came with an envelope. So we can actually see that this is postmarked. Is that in focus there? 1963, I believe. 1963, McLeansboro, December 17th, 5 p.m., McLeansboro, Illinois, to Mrs. Rosemary Hubbard of Olive Street, also in Illinois, and this is her card. So let's take a look at what is inside of this card with these little cherubic little children warming their butts. Again, a fold out to nothing, but here are the kids. They did not, hold on. Put my hand back there to keep the light from coming through. They did not burn their butts off, and now they're wrapping some presents. To greet you with that warm and friendly feeling that this happy season always brings, Sue and Dick Dietz. Sue and Dick Dietz. This is a card from Sue and Dick Dietz. All right. Let's move to the 70s. This one I'm the most excited about. Look at this. Season's greetings from Walt Disney World. Look at this. It's a Walt Disney World card. Now, I'm going to show you this. This we're going to spend the most time on. And it's good because the next two are awful. But this folds out, and it's got a ton of information, and we'll read through the bulk of this. I'll share this with you. Holiday calendar 1977 to 1978. And it says December 17th and 18th, we've got a Very Merry Christmas parade, candlelight processional at 7 p.m. December 19th to 23rd, the park's open 9 a.m. till midnight. They've got all the hours in here. Christmas Day, they were open 8 a.m. till midnight. They had the parade at 2 and 9. And they have the parade hours all the way through January 2nd. So you can see right over here, they have all the parade hours. Now, over on this page is about ticket books. So we'll look at that before we flip open. Here are our suggestions for your Magic Kingdom ticket purchases. Most people discover it takes at least 2 days to enjoy all of the Magic Kingdom, so we offer a special value 2-day ticket booklet. Now remember, this is the 1970s, so at this point in time, 1977, 78, we don't have Epcot yet, and we certainly don't have anything else. River Country might be around. We'll find out. We'll find out about the shopping village, which was around, and we'll find out what we know about River Country. All right. It says, all ticket packages includes entrance to the Magic Kingdom and use of the transportation system, the monorail or ferry boat. We've got a adventure ticket booklet, good for one person for 2 days. That's pretty good. Now you could get that. This is gonna make you cry. Look at these prices. So you can get that for $15. The 8 adventure ticket booklet. So what this was back then, unlike today where you have this Genie Plus where you pay per attraction, back then you paid per attraction. So you didn't necessarily pay to go in, you were paying to go in and do a certain amount of things. So it's kind of like it is today. Although I don't think today you could get your 8 adventure ticket booklet for your child for $6. The 12 adventure ticket booklet, 12 attractions. You can get that for $9.50 for an adult. The juniors, which is 12 to 17, is $8.50. Children, 3 to 11, $7.50. Then they have transportation and Magic Kingdom admission. So this is, you don't want to go on anything, right? You're like, I don't want to go on anything. I just want to shop. I want to walk around. I want to ride on the monorail. You can get that for $6. For $6, you could do that. You can go in, you can look at everything. You know, there were some free attractions back then, but it says ticket prices, hours, subject to change without notice. Well, I think it's 1977's locked in. I think they're not going to change it. Tips on your visit. The Magic Kingdom is open every day. Check the calendar for operation hours. When you purchase your tickets, you'll receive your complete guide to Walt Disney World. Ooh, turn to page 1 and 3 for handy tips. You get same-day Magic Kingdom readmission with a hand stamp. So they'd stamp your hand, which is always cool. At some point, I don't know in the early 70s if this was the case, but they'd stamp your hand, and you could only see it with a black light, which meant if you went on like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, you'd see it, which was pretty cool. Outdoor shows, subject to weather. Let's see. Protect your pet at the Walt Disney World Kennel. It was $2 a day to board your pet. There are a variety of restaurants. No picnic facilities, so you can't bring your food in. It says it right here. Our holiday gift of entertainment to you from December 17th to January 2nd. They've got some Christmas stuff, including, and they show you what they are right here. We've got the candlelight processional. We've got a Very Merry Christmas parade. All right, you see that? And then the third one is Fantasy in the Sky Fireworks, which is nightly over Cinderella Castle, exploding with joyous colors. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we do have ourselves some River Country. Let's read about that. Cruise to Treasure Island and splash into River Country. Oh, man, we're going back in time on both of these. Stroll along jungle pathways lined with lush tropical vegetation. Observe exotic bird species from every corner of the globe. And one of the world's largest walk-through aviaries. Get to know different ways you can get from dry land to an old-fashioned swimming hole. River Country is the place to find out. You can plunge down a giant 260-foot-long slide, raft down this and that and the other thing. I'm going to put it here. If you want to read all those details, we'll put them there. And here is the price. Adult, $5.25, and child, $3.50. So that's pretty good. All right, now we're on to this page. Ticket books. Here are our suggestions for your Magic Kingdom ticket purchases. Oh, we did this already. Okay, well, good. But there's that. And then now we're on to the very last page. We've got a map. So drink that in. And then here it says, Walt Disney World's Dockside Village. Discover the Christmas cheer of yesteryear at Walt Disney World Village. Dockside Village. So this is called Disney Springs. It was also called Downtown Disney, the Disney Marketplace. Part of it was Pleasure Island. It's had a lot of names. But at this time, I think at one point, it was just called the Buena Vista Shopping Village. But at this point, it was Walt Disney World Village. It says, browse through more than 24 shops filled with unusual gifts from all over the world. Handmade toys, glittering fashions, vintage wines, quaint pottery, and a world of heirloom Christmas decorations at the old Christmas tree shop. Watch craftsmen at work. Let the potter, the candle maker, or the damache, gold-laying artist, create a special gift for you. See lollipops take shape before your very eyes at the Candy Factory. And let visions of old-fashioned holiday feasts fill your head at the tempting gourmet pantry. And of course, dine in an authentic 19th century steam wheel paddle riverboat, the Elegant Empress Lily. Today, this has been called Fulton's Crab House. I believe it is now called Paddle Fish. When night falls, and by the way, that's the ship. If you've ever seen it, it's like a ship out in the water. This is not the one in the park. This is the one at Downtown Disney or Disney Springs, and it is not a real ship. It's moored and stuck into concrete. It was never a real ship. It was built to be a fake ship. When night falls, visit a babe in the stable. I like this. The 70s were crazy. Visit a babe in the stable. At 7 p.m., carolers and an innkeeper bring the nativity story to life. I'm sorry, I should have read ahead. I had a different idea in my head. Glory and Pageantry of Christmas, and then it tells you the directions to get there. So there is that. This is great. 1970s, we had this. All right, we have 2 more decades to cover, and they're both very similar in the way that they're done. We went from, again, going back in time, we went from this. Then we had this beauty. Look at that. In the 20s, we were sending business cards, and then we got to the 30s. We got that poor sick man, but a beautiful card. At the 40s, we got this, which I liked. The Chick Hatchery was sending us our calendar on the back of their card. In the 50s, 60s, we had the kids warming their butts by the old fire. And then the 70s, we got Mickey Mouse. And now we go to the 80s and 90s. Spoiler, I'll show you both of them real quick. And then we'll get to the second one second. But they're both these cheap photo cards that people used to send out. I guess people still send these. I still get these. But here's our Christmas, this year, all done up in a card. Now this is sealed in a plastic here. I feel like I should take this out. I feel like I have a knife. Hold on, I have a pen here. I'm gonna give it a little poke. Let's take Ooh, smells like the 1980s. All right, got this one out. So here's the first one. Look at this. You've got this couple here, and they're out for a skiing trip. And it says here, VI, and Rich, Peace on Earth. And there they are to Warm Springs. So you can see that on the sign there. This is dated December 1986. Dear Lillian, I am now retired, and we are enjoying time together. We had a great time in Europe. Czechoslovakia, Poland, Hungary, Austria, and Germany in May. And we found the it looks like Churchilla, where my grandparents were christened. Okay, probably church, where my grandparents were christened in Venice and Korea? I don't think it's either of those. But in these 2 places, Valsala and Kosala. They're probably in one of those European cities. V has taken qualifying a hobby, taking quail finding as a hobby maybe, and finding it very satisfying. I am finding time to do more, and I hope better photography. We saw Dell in April before we left for Europe. He seemed to be failing. Oh my God! Why is this? Why is every Christmas message that someone, is it, did they say, who they see? Dell? Is Dell related to John? I hope he pulls through. So this is from V and Rich. There it is. All right, so let's move to our last one of these. Now, we got no message on the back, so I'm sorry. That was the most exciting we're going to get out of one of these. Although, so you see this one's blank on the back, and there is a sticker which just tells us that this is a 1995 Chevy on the front. So I'm going to flip it around and show you. It does say 1995 on the back here. There is a Chevy. So this is our 90s card. They put their car and their plane. A little happy holidays message. Happy holidays from David Laurie and Tara Looker. So there they are. They're like, we don't need a family photo. Here is our material goods that we celebrate this Christmas. All right. So to go back through 100 years of cards one last time, we've got this. We've got these two ski bunnies on the slope. We've got Walt Disney World season greetings. We got Donald there, and Goofy, and Chip and Dale, and Mickey Mouse, and looks like Thumper down at the bottom. We've got these two little children by the fireplace. In the 1950s, we had a chick hatchery that gave us a calendar from Norwalk on the back side of this beautiful card. From the 1940s, we had this, Season's Greetings. A little nice one. That looks like something you could even buy today. This one also, nice artwork. Going back to the 1920s, we have A Very Merry Christmas. This was the one that had a phrase that I had never heard before. It says, wishing you a Christmas tide, T-I-D-E. So they're wishing you that. And then we go back to the teens. And then we go back to 1906 with this one, where they will put you in their memory book. I'll put you in my memory book. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. I love how my hand looks when I do this. And subscribe. I'll probably post some more videos in the future. And I will see you in the new year.